Okay, so here we go. 8 measures, 4/4, outlining the 1 and 5 chord beginning on a half note E.
So are we still writing the notes as they go, or just writing like major one, or just writing?
Well, you're still going to write the melody out.
Okay.
But what you might want to listen for is if you hear jumps that you know are arpeggiations of the 1 chord in a measure, for instance, you might just want to write the Roman numeral 1 across the top. And then when you hear the chord change, you might want to write 5, just so you've got a reminder to yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and.
This is me, right? Is it start on me?
Yes, start on me.
Okay, I want to make sure now. Like, oh no, we're in a different key. And no key.
It's all about me.
Of course.
No, me.
Sure, no.
I like the first 6 weeks we had Ray Beltran in class.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah, that was fun. But every time we talked about Ray,
I
as in
had,
Do Re Mi.
I had class with them, so every time we did like something Ray, I'd look over at Ray and be like, Ray! He's just like, shut up. Hey, you hit the note, I look at you, so I'm good.
Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, third time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth time if you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right there. Let's see. Okay. Take a moment and sort of talk about how it's put together. So hopefully what you heard was that overall change of chord in the second measure. Right? If you were playing guitar underneath, you'd be playing the C chord. And then the harmony change. Right? If you heard that change to the G chord, then it changed back. So if you can hear the chord that the melody is implying, this was a 1 chord, this was a 5 chord, 1, 5, 1, 5, 5, 1. Does that sort of make sense? So if you hear that underlying chord structure, it helps you figure out the notes, because as it's leaping around, it's leaping among notes of that chord, in this case. What did you miss? What gave trouble?
No, for me it was going from the do for the first measure going to sol. I thought it went back to mi.
Okay.
And then the third measure,
Mm-hmm.
I heard a do, but then I was like, no, it has to be a mi. So I moved it up. And I was like, well.
Okay. Okay.
And then the second to last measure, the middle 2 notes.
Okay. Now that we're starting to arpeggiate chords and not just have, bigger leaps are now possible. And where you hear those leaps, assume that it's, there can still be some, the only non-chord tone that you could leap to right now would be that la sol kind of, which hopefully is distinctive. Hopefully that would stick out. But when you hear that this is leaping all around, and you know that the second last measure is probably going to be 5.
Yeah.
What I often say is you might want to bum bum bum. Let's see. So bum 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 bum. If you can just kind of envision that contour, then you know it's a 5 chord, which is G B D. All right. So these are G, B's, and D's. And if you happen to hear that this was the low G, right, and then it jumped up and came back, but not all the way back,
Yeah.
then you can kind of just figure out by process of elimination that must have been what those notes were.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay. This is kind of a different ball game now that we're outlining chords instead. So if you're like, oh, I thought I was doing good at this, and today it was a lot harder. Well, it's harder. You'll quickly grasp it. Okay. Yes. So the way we figure out chords is we take the notes of the scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? And we do do, mi, so, mi, do to create the chord on the first note of the scale. We give that the Roman numeral 1. Okay. If I go up to the fifth note of the scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, a 5 chord with the Roman numeral 5 is every other note on 5. Does that make sense?
It also makes sense when you do through one too. You'll look at it and like, I should know this.
Yeah. We've done
What
that.
is this?
Does that make sense?
Or can you still spell out the Roman numerals for that?
For a one chord? C, E, G.
No, for the like, what's the next one? Like a major or minor.
Oh. Major 1, minor 2, augmented 3? No,
In
that's.
major and minor, but the chord doesn't.
No, in major it's minor 3 then. Major 4, major 5, minor 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's in our mind. Like,
Right. No, trust me, I made sure I had that memorized. So it was
How much
available
it-
to me.
Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22. 22 pitches. How many did you get right?
oh, well, I got
I
A
kept
on
mixing up
22
my
wrong.
do's and t's and so's and.
Do you see the strategy though to think about?
Yes.
What's
Yeah,
involved?
exactly.
So next time we'll.
And I thought the same thing on the first measure. I thought it went back up to me. So I had that as me instead of so.
Okay.